again. But the new thing here is the arbor vitae. I only do this once, guys. If you're talking, I'm not repeating myself. Arbor vitae, the white matter. Here, numbers 4 and 5, you can see what we know as the superior and inferior colliculi. Remember the corpora quadgemina, the two halves? One is the superior colliculus. This one is the inferior colliculus. Visual reflexes, auditory reflexes. Right next to it, going towards the front, is the pineal gland. So a lot of you won't recognize it, but you can see a brownish structure. That's the pineal gland. Okay. This right here, what they call number 15, the third ventricle, I don't pin it on here. So don't worry about the third ventricle. What I want you to see, though, is the cerebral aqueduct. You don't need to know, this is old term, cerebral aqueduct. So if you follow this superior and inferior colliculi, and you're right underneath, that's the beginning of the cerebral aqueduct. You can follow it all the way down. The CSF flows through here to the fourth ventricle. That one I can pin, fourth ventricle. Won't pin the third, and I don't pin the lateral on the brain, but I can pin the fourth. Okay? What else? The medulla. This is the pons, this is the medulla. You have to count bumps. This is one bump, and this is two bumps. 1, 2. Okay. So the ones you crossed out here was you only need to know cerebral aqueduct. Cross out third ventricle. Here you can see the pituitary gland. When you took that sagittal cut, you cut the pituitary gland in half. The intermediate mass of the thalamus, it's a ridge area here. I don't know how big your brains are. If you can see that little bump in the part of the thalamus, anyone see it? A little bump of material? How many of you can see it? Okay. Then we have, the optic chiasma. So the optic nerve extends out. This is the things that are going out, but they're going out from the lateral view, right? From the medial view, what you see there is the optic chiasma. Olfactory bulb you see up here. I don't pin the lateral ventricle. Corpus callosum. It is the top layer. That white matter there that connects the two hemispheres. Below that, if you were to pry them apart, you would see the lateral ventricle, but I don't make you do that. But below that, you see the fornix. The fornix. Okay, so what are you crossing out here? You're crossing out the lateral ventricle and the third ventricle. And this last part of 17. That's a whole term. Now remember,